You know, I've been at this a while now, which scares me because I'm not the plucky new kid on the block anymore, and it feels like it's been 0 days since I started. 3 years of my life have vanished in the blink of an eye, and I barely noticed it happened. But in that time, I've developed something of a solid track record. Every now and then, something will get revealed, and from a distance, I can just tell that it's going to be crap. And every now and then, I'm wrong. It's VNR Optimus Prime. But first, your likes! Please give. And if you enjoyed this video by the end and you aren't subscribed already, please consider it. And look, our introduction to this thing as a community was the worst possible one we could have received. It was truly an insane idea from Hasbro to do a Christmas Prime with a candy cane blaster. Who in their right mind was going to want this in those colors? But crazily enough, I think this one might just be the afterthought repaint, which is absurd to me because, do you see this thing? Are you looking at it? This thing looks badass. The sculpt of it, with the exception of the ankles, which really could have stood to fold into themselves, just rules. And the colors drive this thing off a ramp through a flaming hoop and over 30 buses. On the one hand, the red is just brutal. You wish that every Optimus had this red. But the MVP here is actually the black they added to his torso. Black and red are always a crowd pleaser, but this isn't black and red. This is red and black. The black is an accent, and it makes the rest pop so much harder. Yes, it has a giant set of wheels as a backpack, but the only complaint I have with the way this guy looks is the fat truck cab hanging off of his ankles. And in person, it's not even that bad. For some reason, cameras really seem to locate that part and draw your attention to it. In hand, it's definitely way too huge when you are looking for it, but I don't find myself noticing when I'm not. Speaking of not noticing something pretty obvious, it is only when I sat down to write this video that I realized his legs are just miles too long. Normally, this is the first thing I notice about a Prime. I mean, this motherfucker's legs are about 3 times the length of his torso, so why did it take me this long to pick up on that? His hands are most of the way down to his knees, and that's not because his arms are too long. Well, his hip section does a good bit better than, say, the Earthrise Primes at looking like it's not part of the legs. Part of that may be the prominent split in the sculpt, part of it may be the larger yellow sections, part of that may be his absolutely massive bulge. Bros pack at about half the total mass of his head. Intimidating. But that does help drag down the figure's center line. Legs are way too long, and when I notice, I care a lot, but I do find myself noticing half as much as I normally would. I thought the kneecaps were going to look goofy, but they just don't. It's a little unfortunate because the legs almost had enough clearance to suck in these plates, but sadly they're just shy of that, though it would have looked a bit better had it been capable of it. Now, for what makes me think that this was supposed to be the Santa Edition Prime, first and foremost, is the pinhole in his shoulders. It's cutting right through his auto badge in a really weird place. And because this pin is mounted where it is, the shoulder line is actually above his real shoulders. Due to that, when you get his arms out to the side, there's a drop down. But there was nothing stopping them from moving this pin higher, so there wasn't an issue. Except for the fact that on the Santa Prime, his faction symbol was smaller and mounted above this pin. And had they moved it up, that would have interfered with that version of the faction badge. So is this badass thing really the afterthought repaint? Because that would be insane if it was. Though, I should be fair, I do love the color of Santa Prime's titty windows more than the gray we get here. Pop some lively green on this and I would be swooning. Also, wasn't this supposed to be the exclusive Amazon Prime? Why is there no Amazon branding anywhere on this thing? Normally, I get mad at the fake grill abs, but these are actually transforming out of what I think is supposed to be the radiator section on the rear of the alt mode, and they don't even look like the truck's actual grill, which we can see on his knees right now. So that just means that this is a different part of the truck that's actually supposed to be there, and it just so happens to look like his normal grill and transform into that location. So I'm okay with it. At least that part is satisfying in transformation. And why does this Optimus feel so unreasonably hench? He's not more muscular than the other 2 Voyager Optimus Primes. Yes, this is a Voyager, shut up. But I feel like this guy could absolutely kick the ass out of the other 2. Hilariously, comparing them now, I realize that he's got slightly shorter legs than the Earthrise Prime, still the king of bad-looking legs. They just look longer here because they're thinner. And yet I still think he'd win in a fight despite the fact that if you sweep the legs, you'd probably snap something off. I think it might be the head. What's that? An Optimus who doesn't use the same, honestly tired at this point, siege head just done a lot worse? Well, hallelujah! Back in the day, I loved the siege head and thought it was perfect. Now I can see how wrong I was. That head is still quite good, but this one with its more pronounced eyes, darker colors, and sharper lines carries the spirit of the character way better. Despite having bigger, more caring eyes, this design just feels meaner and manlier. Papa Prime is here to beat the crap out of the guys bullying his kids. I just don't have enough good things to say about this head sculpt. The masterpiece doesn't look this good. All 3 of them. So, I did not anticipate being so in love with the look of this figure. I thought it was going to be stupid, but it kicks all kinds of ass. The paint and colors just work so well with the black breathing life into the already great red. The proportions are both whack and also deceptively not bad at all. And while it's not the hand candy of the Siege Optimus, I can say that it feels a whole lot nicer to me than the always shoddy Earthrise figure. And have I mentioned that this was $50 once again? Because it came with the exact same garbage that the Earthrise Prime came with? And I'm not even mad about that. Unlike that thing, which felt like it was phoning it in, and like it thought that it was entitled to our money, this feels like it was working for for it. With its entirely new sculpt and fantastic QC, this wasn't lazy and only banking on G1 nostalgia, which is all I asked for in the first place. I just don't want to feel like the figure is taking my patronage for granted. As for accessories, like I said, it comes with basically all the same trash the Siege Optimus did, though I do like it more here. I just think in general it looks better. With his blacker cannon, better painted trailer, evil version of his back rub associate, and he comes with an extra trailer adapter so the whole thing works with his new alt mode. It doesn't do anything other than its one job, but that's fine. The shield still comes off, but this section is black now for some reason, and the port for it has moved to an awkward location, but you can fake a way for it to look better. And he's got a matrix. Snore! It's stored in his chest as always, though it does open a different way than most Optimi. Only thing I have to say about this is, god damn Optimus, did you sit on this with Bulkhead in your lap while you were doing your whole Mall Santa thing? Jesus, this is flat. As for posability, I will give it this. It's worse than the Earthrise. Kind of. Slightly above average head with up, down, side to side, and swivel. Shoulders are still weird, but pull a 90. Unlike most primes, he doesn't have any form of butterfly joint. Normal 90 elbows, but unlike the Earthrise Optimus, he can get them in front of his chest. Wrist swivel, but no opening hands? What happened, Hasbro? I thought opening hands made a figure a leader class instantaneously. Ab crunch if you untransform it. Hips are barely impeded out to the side and unimpeded forward and back. Normal 90 knees, and feet with an extreme rocker, a serious tilt down, toe down, and heel down. So this guy is very average on the posing. He doesn't excel where Optimuses normally do, but at least he can reach for his matrix without having to fake it, plus the ab crunch is a nice bonus. And he's not below average, though it would have been nice to get more posing out of this thing. Transformation makes up for it though. Unlike the Earthrise figure, there is not a single second of this that is uninteresting or lame. The only part of this that I don't like is how the chest is so prone to re-tabbing into where it goes in the robot mode. The tabs for it do flip away, but they don't lock in anywhere, so they just fall back out. And if the chest even breathes in their direction, it fuses into them with an ungodly hold. But that's a pretty minor complaint, all things considered. At every step along its path, it manages to be inventive and clever. Unlike the Earthrise Optimus, which just gave up at the legs, it's like this thing decided to make that the highlight of this process out of spite. It's the most intricate part of this whole conversion, with a satisfying series of steps turning his legs into his cab and his shins the sides of his bed. Then his chest plugs into his feet to form the back and rear window. This is brilliant. I still think the Siege's is better, but this results in an unbelievably realistic alt mode. There's almost nothing giving away that this transforms at all. It just looks like a toy truck. From the front, from the back, from the top, from the underside. There is not even a trace of kibble. Nothing to hint that this isn't just a truck. And for my fans out there who really hate it when Optimus's bed contains a pair of underwear, this is the king shit of not doing that. This may be the most realistic looking bed section an Optimus has ever had. Even the Bumblebee movie Prime's alt mode didn't do this good a job at looking real. And that was one of the most consistent praises of that figure. There's even built-in mud flaps. It looks fantastic with the trailer, rolls great with or without it, and has all the clearance in the world to turn while it's attached, which it better when it has a whole adapter piece to make sure that the two work together properly. I am one of those obsessive idiots who hates it when Optimus is not a flat-faced truck, and even so, this still wins me over because it's just done so well. In my opinion, is this alt mode perfect for the character? No, but it is a perfect alt mode. And the figure just completely floors me. I was sure that this was going to be bad, and while I've been proven wrong before, rarely have I ever been this wrong. This is not going to be my definitive Optimus or anything like that. It's an intentional departure, and that kind of disqualifies it on its face. Plus my love affair with the Siege Prime will never end. But this is just a really solid Optimus. It looks cool, it looks tough, it looks like it's ready to take on the world and dole out some heartfelt dad advice at the same time. The vibe is just extremely strong with this robot mode. It comes with a lot of stuff that we got before, but the figure is justifying that better by trying harder and giving it all a better paint job. The posing is unimpressive, but not a flaw. The transformation is extraordinarily fun, with nothing in the way of weak moments, though it does have at least one consistent frustration, but it's still way up there for an Optimus, and considering how good Optimus figures tend to get with the transformation, that's high praise. And the alt mode, as I said already, is quite literally perfect. I don't know that I can call this a micro masterpiece because, like, masterpiece of what? I suppose if you want a G1ified movie Prime, this could work extremely well for that, but in reality, this is just doing its own thing. So I love it, and it is of the general quality of something that you would call a micro masterpiece. If it could suck in those shins and pose a bit better, it could be like a 10 out of 10 chug figure. And I suppose I can give it the highest praise I'll give almost anything. It's a Voyager, but I'm still not mad that they wanted leader price for it. And I very nearly forgot. Before we go, it's time for the monthly shoutouts. If you'd like a shoutout yourself, just follow the instructions on your screens. IronSpider Gaming made an itty-bitty Soundwave and gave it my logo instead of his Decepticabadge. I am become icon. Thank you so much, dude. Check out his gaming Twitch where he streams Minecraft, Sea of Thieves, Age of Empires, and Halo. LastDisbeliefCatzilla is doing Gundam and Transformers reviews on YouTube. Check them out for that mecha goodness. TfileConfirmed is doing Transformers shorts where he reviews a figure in under a minute. TroosterTube just had a birthday on the 18th. Congratulations, man. He says at 30 subs he will do a voice reveal, and he plans on getting into more types of videos, like guitar demonstrations. Check him out. Help Malice Comics Studios beat his friend in subscribers. According to him, yes, he is that petty. His birthday is also coming up on October 16th, the best month to have a birthday. And he does a series he calls Bonkles about Bionicles. Plus he's got some big stuff planned soon, so check him out. TFM Creations is making stop motions, and his birthday was towards the start of the month. Happy birthday, man! Kohin Kendrick wants me to tell Kage Olsen, you cannot escape from the green skin. They will smoke you. You can run, but you can't hide. Ultra Blast is looking for another shoutout, and since the last one, he's grown quite well, so help him even more and watch some of his Transformers reviews. Ironworks 99 is starting fresh with a new channel, and hoping you'll give him a look. He posts Transformers photography on Instagram, so check that out. Jake Was Not Here is making TikToks on, well, obviously TikTok. I don't understand the math one at all, but I liked the Transformers ones. Julian Scott's friend, Amelia, is currently in a court case as to whether or not she will be deported back to the Philippines. Best of luck. I hope you can stay where you want to live, and you've got a good friend who wants the best for you. Madhouse Studios wants you to look at this adorable picture of his dog with their favorite toy. My heart melts. Nolan Stop Motions is making stop motions and videos on how to transform Transformers. Mr. Transformers Man 5857 wants me to shout out his Discord for Transformers fans, and he'd like me to shout out nearly 4,000 subscriber stop-motion animator Les T, who does great work. Jim Likes Drawing would like you to take a look at their Twitter and Instagram, where they draw art of their Transformers homebrew RPG campaign, Transformers The Revolt. Give that a look if you'd like to learn more about what he's created that maybe you could play too in your own games. Kingkyle is back and hoping to do commissions for you all. You can find his Game Jolt in the description of the video to get a look at his portfolio. Here are his prices. Consider him if you need a commission. Mod123 just needs 1, 2, 3, more subscribers to hit 100, which he wants to do by the end of the year. Come on, people, we can make that dream come true easily. Go give the man a hand. He does apparently all of your favorite thing, stop motions. Propane Salesman just turned 21. Happy birthday, man. Don't destroy your liver too much. He's currently working on a secret project that I think will interest many of you, but I don't know how much of it I'm allowed to tell you about. So check him out, and soon there will be something special there for you to watch. Acid Storm Studios did me the courtesy of writing his channel description himself, so I don't have to go trying to figure out what I have to say. Thanks for that, man. Acid Storm Studios is an interesting fellow. Unlike a lot of people, his favorite Transformer is Acid Storm, who's a nobody to most, but to him, he's a legend who just needs a chance to shine. Acid Storm Studios is an editor, stop-motion maker, photoshopper, and is learning VFX. Expect more custom reviews from Acid Storm, and he's planning on taking on commissions soon too. So if you want a Siege Seeker custom for a decent price, you can PM him on his Instagram. The link is in his bio. And right now, he is working on a project about a kitten who is saved by Acid Storm, and together they get their revenge on the one who ruined their lives. Make sure to check out his channel. Lastly, Cyberknight Mickey has crossed 2,000 subscribers by making stop motions, memes, shitposts, reviews, and gaming videos. I wish I could diversify that much. He wants you all to see his work and to learn what he could do to improve it, so help him out and give him a look. And that's not half what I have to say, but it's enough what I have to say. And I know, you know, what everyone else tells you to do at the end of these videos. So, if you liked what you saw here, please do that. And if you'd like to take it a step further, then please share this video with any friend you think may be interested. I hope you all enjoyed listening to me waste your time.